Hi everyone, it's Lottie Newitt here. So I thought I'd do a quick vlog. I'm just out in the garden. I'm managing to sneak in hopefully about an hour down the greenhouse so that I can get my sweet pea seeds in and maybe my broad beans and a few other bits and bobs. The only problem is I'm not slowly, in fact I have run out of room in my greenhouse, so I'm desperately trying to come up with some solutions to make a bit more space to fit in a few trays of some seeds right now. So I thought I'd give you a little greenhouse tour, see what you think and see if you've got any ideas that might help me out. So I'm going to turn the phone around now and then I can show you everything I've got. Now I do apologise, this is a working greenhouse, so there is stacks of what looks like rubbish, and also around the outside of my greenhouse it's very much as it is. So there's a lot of work to be done. There's been a lot of work that needed to be done before we went into the winter that didn't happen due to work. So I'm trying to catch up with everything now, so this is my honest view and exactly what is happening down my greenhouse right now. So here you go, here's the start of my greenhouse, and you can see my makeshift bit of bubble wrap and my makeshift plastic where the glass is missing. It's in a bit of a state at the moment, but you know, got to work with what I've got and the budget I've got. So go into the greenhouse and here's my little potting station. So I've got my seeds ready to go, got some sweet peas, broad beans, a few other bits and bobs in there. What else have I brought down? Some nasturtiums, things like that. I've got my labels ready and my Sharpie ready to go. So this is my little potting bench. Lots of labels of plants that didn't quite make it last year. Some rosemary I'm trying to revive. And then coming around, that was from a DIY I did earlier on in the year. And I'm trying to just give it a bit of TLC at the moment in the greenhouse. Santolina. This is a bit of an experiment with the Santolina actually, because I've got a load outside and I just wondered if it made a difference having a bit of protection on it, and ultimately it really does. So being inside it's nice and bright and silvery, and being outside it's gone very brown but silver on the top. Anyway, so that's a little experiment I'm doing, and these are my little sedum babies, which if you'd followed me back in the autumn you would have seen me pot them up or find them growing in the vase of sedum that I had in the house. So these are my little babies from that, and they're flourishing very nicely. Thank you very much. There we go. So moving on, so we've got my beautiful sempervirens, webbed sempervirens. These again were from a DIY. Outdoor sempervirens are hardy. However, with a little bit of cover, they do much better. So if you do have outdoor sempervirens and you keep them in a pot, I would suggest putting them somewhere inside during the winter, well, during the autumn actually, from the time that we get some really cooler and wetter days. Bring them inside just to keep them looking really good, because otherwise, well, in fact I'll show you in a minute what happens. That's also a terrarium, an outdoor terrarium that I did back in the summer as well. I'll put a link in the video to these DIYs and you can have a look and see what I did. My toolbox, so again nice and messy, perfect bit of mess for a gardener. I got my bubble wrap plugs, I've got some tape to tape up any plastic with, I've got my scoop, rooting powder, all sorts, nice and carefully locked away in there. So that's to hand. Now this is my rubbish corner, so we'll quickly sweep past that. No, I'm joking. This is my bubble wrap that I've got left over. I've also got plastic as well to put up if it gets really cold again. Old sheets that I used to kneel on when I'm in the garden. A load of pots. Those were tomatoes that I was growing and selling last year. These are the ones that got planted out or didn't quite make it, unfortunately, but as you can see I'm going to recycle those pots and use them again. And then this, now this isn't ideal right now because the plants underneath have got some light but not enough. So the idea is I'm going to clear this bit out to open the light up somewhat to get some more light under here. But these are IKEA stackable shelving units. They're made of metal, so they're hard wearing, and I did originally buy them for our cupboards inside, but we never used them, and I thought all of a sudden the other day, oh, I could pop these down the greenhouse. You can see I've already had to raise the bottom up with some bricks because it was really too, well, it wasn't tall enough, but also for the light as well, so I might raise them up another notch depending on how much light this little lot let into the greenhouse. So you can see I've got lots of sempervirens growing. Now these are the ones that I saved later on. So these ones I brought in well in time for the cold wet weather. These ones were a little bit later, so they were in December, and you can see that they're still okay, and they'd still be okay if you plant them outside, but they do tend to look a bit more spacey and gappy. So they are better if they are slightly sheltered from the really bad wet weather. They don't like wet weather, basically. It's not so much the cold, it's the wet. So I've got a few other things on the go. Also my fuchsias, when I was tidying this up the other day, I was going to chuck them, but I noticed they got these beautiful little buds on. So I've got some really nice big ones. That Bella Rossella, oh, the flowers are blooming huge, honestly. I was selling those actually myself, so if I have got them again I'll let you know, because they are well worth it. If not, I'll let you know where you can get them from, because they are amazing. So moving over my makeshift shelves, got an old orchid that desperately needs potting on, so I'm going to try and revive that. And also coming over, I brought some rosemary in the other day, so I'm going to try and put those on the shelving there. I'm either going to put them on the shelving there, or I'm going to move if I lift up. This is just for today, by the way, they're not here all the time. My baby sempervirens. Now these ones are the ones I potted on in the autumn. I put them in, I took the little babies off and I put them in these pots way back in the autumn, and you can see how well they're looking already. That's my favourite one there. Look at the intensity of that colour, that purple and oh, silvery green edge. Fantastic. So I might put those on the shelving instead. And then I'm hoping that these will condense up a little bit as well. These ones I only did, I think in beginning of January, end of December, I did these. More little babies that I'm trying to salvage. So that one, oh, look at that one there. Beautiful colours. So hopefully they'll condense up a bit as well. And then I'm hoping to get at least 2/3 of this table free. And that should be just enough to put my sweet peas and my nasturtiums and my beautiful broad beans in right now. So there we go. So that's my little pot. There's one more shelf left to go if I can find a space for it, and that's my pot where I'm putting all my rubbish. And then I've got very much a working zone under there which needs a good tidy out. So a few bits I've collected for varying DIYs and compost, of course. I have got a heater, but right now, to be honest, the product that's in here, well, the plants that are in here don't really need it. But I might be getting that out if we do get some cold weather again, if I'm starting to do seed. So this is very much how it is right now. This is my real view. So a little shout out to Life at Number 27 then. This is my hashtag real view of my greenhouse right now that I'm working on improving, and hopefully going to squeeze a bit more space in here for my seeds up and coming. So there you go guys, that is the greenhouse as is. If you've got any ideas on how I can get a bit more staging in here, please comment down below or let me know via Twitter or Instagram. You can find me just by putting in @LottieKnewIt, and you should be able to find me no problem. If not, comment down below. I'd be really, really grateful if you have any ideas other than my little IKEA hack that I've got going on in the background there. So I do need some more space. I have got another greenhouse, just a really temporary one that I've been dying to put up, but it's like a mini polytunnel. It's quite a large one, but because the weather has been so stormy and windy, I just didn't want to risk putting it up yet, because I don't want to put it up and then it blow away straight away. So I am looking to put that up in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, all being well the weather, and I will dig it in nice and deep. So again, I'll show you that when I've done it. But for the moment, right now, I want to get some seeds going, so I need space in this little greenhouse. Any ideas, let me know. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel for more vlogs, and also I am doing a lot of DIYs for the garden right now, and I have done previously. I'll put links down below of a few of the ones that I talked about earlier in this video, and also I will have a lot more projects coming up, so I'll keep you updated via YouTube. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and I will see you next time. Happy gardening, guys!